November to start. I didn't successfully really grow anything. Ooh, oh, of course I did that. Ah! Let's hope that works. Okay, so being new to this lifestyle of having a garden and preserving our own food, there are a lot of kitchen gadgets, I guess you would say, that I don't own yet. They are a huge investment. I don't think I thought that through. One being a pressure canner. I don't have a pressure canner, and I looked online last night and they are super expensive. So I am making a tomato sauce, and instead of pressure canning, I'm gonna go ahead and freeze the sauce. I've read a lot of good things about freezing sauces, like it's okay to do, and some things I've read, people prefer the taste of frozen tomato sauces versus canned tomato sauces. I know that's all personal preference, but I'm doing it out of necessity right now because I don't have a pressure canner. So my plan is that I'm just gonna core all of these tomatoes, cut them up, cut off the bad parts, and roast them first. Now, another thing is, if you've been around the channel, you know that our oven quit on us. It's been a few months now, and just has like completely turned off the breaker to the oven just for safety reasons. So he's at work right now and he would be upset if I did this, but I turned it back on because it works, but then it shuts off at random times, so it doesn't work. But I'm gonna see how much I can roast while it'll work for me, because I want to get that roasted, like charred flavor in the sauce as well. And then I do have a blender. So the recipes that I've saw online say to roasting is optional. I just want to do it for the flavor, but they say to blend it. You can blend the tomato with skin and seeds, and that'll help thicken the sauce. I haven't decided whether I wanna simmer it on the stove or in the slow cooker. I haven't decided that yet. And then after that, I think I'm gonna do quart-sized freezer bags. The rest, I think I'm just gonna chop up and put in freezer bags. Now, this is my first year growing this summer squash, and my family doesn't want to even try it. Why do I do this to myself? So I love squashes. Zucchini, I think the first year I gardened, this is only my third year gardening, and my first year I successfully grew zucchini and that was it. My second year, I didn't successfully really grow anything because I tried focusing on tomatoes and something was just eating my tomatoes from the roots up. So that was a disaster. But this year, I was successful in tomatoes, summer squash, cucumbers, okra for the first time. Look at this okra, guys. Look at this monster of an okra. I know I probably left it on the on the plant too long. And then this is another one. This is a Thai long bean. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. Oh, but what I was saying is my family doesn't like, or actually I shouldn't say they don't like it. They don't even want to try it. My family doesn't even want to try these beautiful squash that I got. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna roast some of these with the tomatoes, and I'm just gonna blend it up into the tomato sauce. I'm hoping that it's gonna help thicken the sauce, but also they'll get, you know, some of these nutrients in their bodies as well. And it doesn't go to waste. That's my biggest thing. I don't want this food to go to waste. So that's the plan, guys. Let's get started with getting these tomatoes in the oven, and hopefully that oven works just long enough to roast them. Hey everyone, and welcome back for another video. As you know by now, it is a preservation day here at the farmhouse. Now, forewarning, I am very new to gardening, but even more new to food preservation. So this is by no means a how-to video. I just needed to get things done in the kitchen and wanted to spend time with you while I did. So there is gonna be a bit more chatting than usual. If you're new here, hey there! My name is Candice, and I became a stay-at-home mom a couple years ago. Here on my channel, I like to post mostly homemaking content as well as projects in and around our 1960s fixer-upper. So if any of that interests you, I hope you consider subscribing. And if this is not your first time stopping by the farmhouse, welcome back, friend, to my humble slice of paradise.
Searching for something that ain't lost. Have we got our lines crossed? We're wasting time on stuff that doesn't really matter, while wishing for something better. I try to fix things that weren't broken, misunderstandings and words unspoken. We fall apart, and I won't dare to say, do you feel the same way? Maybe you don't wanna know, but you don't see what you have in front of you. Or maybe I'm not enough for you, so maybe I should go. If I had known from the start, this wouldn't have ended with broken hearts, 'cause I don't wanna waste my time.
Okay, let's hope that works. Okay, here is my second tray of tomatoes. So the first tray, I didn't season anything. I didn't put anything on it, but I don't think it'll hurt. So I'm gonna put olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. I don't want to season too much because I do want this sauce to be very versatile when I freeze it, so that I can use it for more than just like spaghetti sauce when I'm ready to use it. And I think I've decided to just throw it all in a pot on the stove, just because it'll cook faster than in a slow cooker. Here's onion powder and garlic powder. Okay, second tray of tomatoes going in the oven. So the roasting tomatoes idea did not pan out because that oven turned off at least 5 times. And I kept restarting it whenever it would turn off, whenever it shut off. And now it just won't turn back on. So Justin called in the meantime, and I told him, he's like, what's that sound? Because it was just beeping and it wouldn't, like a solid beep, like, meh, and it wouldn't stop. And I said, oh, I turned the oven on. He's like, why would you do that? I said, because I'm trying to make homemade tomato sauce and I wanted to roast my tomatoes. And he said, babe, you need to turn that off. He said, I don't want anything to happen while I'm gone. What if it decides to catch on fire, or I don't know. Anyways, I turned the breaker off. I left the 2 trays of tomato in the oven just because I wanna just let them sit in the heat for as long as they can. But with the rest of these tomatoes, I am just gonna blend them up, throw them into a stock pot, and start cooking them down. And then once the oven cools completely, I will also blend up the ones that are in the oven and add that to the pot as well. Oh, and where's that paper? So after I washed everything, I had Mila weigh everything. So and then she wrote it all down here. Okay, so for tomatoes, we had 19 pounds. What did she write here? 19 pounds and 1.2 ounces of tomatoes is what she weighed out. What is TLB? Oh, the Thai long bean. So she put TLB for Thai long bean. We had 9.3 ounces, so not even a pound. It's still producing, but just for this harvest, we had 9.3 ounces. Cucumbers, I think we just had 2 little cucumbers in this harvest. Cucumber, she wrote 11.5 ounces. Okra, 14.7 ounces. Green beans, 3.6 ounces. It was a very small harvest of green beans this time around. And SS. Oh, that must be the summer squash. So summer squash, we got 10 pounds and 1 ounce. 10 pounds. So that is our harvest. I'm trying to keep tab. This is the first time I had her weigh anything. I really wish I had started weighing stuff at the beginning of the season, because we did get a bunch of green beans in. What else did we get? We did get a bunch of squash. We got a ton of cucumbers in. I didn't weigh any of that. But it's just good to know, like going forward, how much plants we planted and then how much it produced. Just going forward, like if we want to know, okay, if we want this many pounds of produce coming in, we need to plant at least this many plants. So even though summer's in full swing, better late than never to start weighing our produce. And to be honest, guys, I was not expecting such a good harvest this year. In a previous video, I mentioned that my goal this gardening season was to grow enough green beans and then teach myself how to can it, because I know for sure my family likes green beans. And they always say that. They say to grow what you know your family will eat, because then you don't have 10 pounds of summer squash that you're trying to figure out what to do with because your family doesn't even want to try it. I'm actually really happy that I found, it's not really a recipe. It's just, I guess I'm happy that I found confirmation online that I could preserve, like make tomato sauce and freeze it and it be just fine. Like confirmation that I didn't have to pressure can it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like the biggest reason why people prefer canning is because it's shelf stable. So just in case, you know, your electricity goes out, you will still have that food on your shelves, on your pantry shelves. So I guess that is a downside of freezing for preservation. That and freezer space, I would say, are the downsides. But I'm just beginning this food preservation, gardening and food preservation journey. So I don't know, I guess I'm not that worried. I look at it as all of this is practice for me. I've also decided, since the oven is not working, I'm not gonna put any of that squash in with this tomato sauce, just because I'd rather roast it before blending it up, and since I can't do that, I'll just keep it just tomatoes this time around.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I don't what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the snow, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire.
I think I overfilled it. It's okay. But look, this is the last of my tomatoes. And actually, this is the one that I put olive oil and all the seasonings, and it smells so good right now. But this pot, this is a 5-quart, yeah, 5-quart pot, and I'm full to the brim. So I'm debating if I should get another pot out or if I should just wait till this reduces and then just pour little by little of this in. For the sake of time, I think I should just get another pot out. But I hate making dishes. But I'm gonna do it. Just so that I can have them both reducing at the same time. Okay, this one I believe is almost 2.5 quarts. Or it can hold that much. Oh, this is heavy. This one smells so good. I think we're good. Ooh, oh, of course I did that. Ah, okay. Ooh, look at the color difference. Ooh, I just tasted that and it tastes so good. And hooray for aprons. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then let's move on to the rest of the things on the table. I think next year mommy will plant more okra.
Plant?
Plant more okra plants.
Oh, they said paint more okra.
Come to the water where you will find peace. Take a step into the river and get down on your knees. Come to the mountain while taking in the view. You will find that life is greater than you knew. When you go through the storm, I will hold you, keep you warm. When you stay in the night, I will shelter, I will fight, I will fight. Oh, you're broken and you're shattered at the point of no return. You pick up the pieces and you let the bridges burn. So come to the water, you're sailing with the breeze. Take a step into the river where you will find.
Hey guys, I have taken care of pretty much everything. I'm still waiting on this tomato sauce to reduce, so that's gonna be a while. I took care of the green beans, the okra, all the tomatoes. The cucumbers, we just have 2, so we're just gonna eat that fresh. So I have this bowl full of squash. I've already chopped up a gallon size worth of squash and froze it. People say it's good to freeze it, like texture wise. Once you defrost it, it's only really good for a squash casserole, which I've never made for my family. So I'm thinking I'm gonna keep this in the freezer, make a squash casserole maybe tomorrow night, and if they like it, then the rest I will freeze just like this. But anyways guys, thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
So come to the water where you will find peace. Take a step into the river. and get down on your knees.